Good afternoon. You might be able to hear my grandfather clock in the background chiming 1 p.m. This is Monday, June 19th. My name is Casey Durango. I talk about the ketogenic diet, how I have lost 97.4 pounds, and I like to talk with others about how they might be able to lose weight, improve their health, and regain control of their lives. This is a live broadcast. If you do not enjoy live broadcasts, you'll probably want to move on. If you're not seeing this between 1 p.m. and about 1:45 p.m. on June 19th, 2017, excuse me, then you will want to, you'll have to realize that no one's here. Lights are on, but nobody's home. I want to say hello to everyone who's showing up right now. Thank you, Christine. I'm so glad you made it. Kim, hey, Kimmy. Kim from Germany. Oh wow, look at all you guys popping in. Thank you, you guys. You guys were sitting on go, huh? Kim, I'm not going to put your business out on the street, but I hope you're feeling well. Hey, Susan, Cosmos, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much. Hey, Jean, how you doing, girl? Know you've got a lot going on. Kim and Jane Vera, Mary and Hanley, wow, a lot of folks. Thanks, you guys, for showing up. From Tennessee is Ms. Nancy Jenigan. All right, today's topic. The ketogenic diet may not be for you. Now, I'm going to guess that folks who are chiming in right now probably do feel like the ketogenic diet is at least a way for them to get going. They are here because they want to hear about it, learn more about it, share their success with it, or have already found tremendous success. But if you're someone who is on the fence about it, it's okay if this is not for you. I will tell you that the ketogenic diet, and by that let me give a quick description. The sun is finally coming out. Who would have ever thought that? Is where one reduces their carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day. That's total, not net. And in doing so, the liver stops pushing out glucose for fuel, and the body is perfectly happy with that and says, "Oop, no more glucose. Let's start burning ketones." And almost all of us, even trim people, have tens of thousands of calories of fuel on board in the form of fat cells. That's what the ketogenic diet is. It means you're burning ketones for fuel and glucose. It's that simple. There are many other benefits to the ketogenic diet which have very little to do with weight loss. Anti-inflammatory, brain fog lifting. The brain loves to operate on ketones. But you do have to keep your carbs low. You have to keep them sufficiently low that for you, your liver is not pumping out glucose. For almost anybody, 20 grams or fewer will do it. Some people can tolerate more, but that doesn't, don't start out that way. If you want to fine tune it, great. But if you want to just jump on in, 20 grams or fewer. And by the way, that's not 20 grams at least, it's 20 grams or fewer. So if you are happy on 3 grams, 5 grams, 13 grams of carbohydrate, 17 grams, whatever that might be, go for it. I haven't had any carbs today yet. I don't think I had any. I know I didn't. I had essentially no carbs yesterday. For one thing, I didn't eat much food. I wasn't very hungry. And what I did eat had no carbs. So, but if you're someone who says, well, I can't do that. I can't give up fruit. Keep in mind, fruit is sugar. I know we've been told for years that fruit is so good for us. We should need to have 5 servings of fruit and veg a day. That was made up, by the way. If you ever get a chance to hear Zoe Harcombe talk, lecture, do. She's a Brit. She essentially analyzes analyses and has revealed some very interesting things about statistics. Fruit, if you say, I can't give up fruit, I can't give up fruit, this is not for you, and that's okay. If you say, well, Easy for you to say, Casey, but I love bread and I can't give up bread. Understood. Diet's not for you. If you say, well, I'm going to do this, but I will be having a cheat day every week. This is really not the diet for you. And that's okay. I know, keto is growing in popularity. I don't want to say that it's a fad. I will say its popularity is growing quickly, which lends itself to a lot of people jumping on, not understanding it, trying to sell products, trying to tell you how to do it for a profit, and then leading to disappointment. Because I'm here to tell you, you don't have to pay anybody anything to do this. You do not have to buy a potion, a pill, or a powder. You don't want to be spending money on products that promise to kick you into ketosis fast. Not what you want to do. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's snake oil. They might give you quick readings of ketosis via urine or blood, but that's not what you want on this. Therapeutic uses for exogenous ketones are separate. Therapeutic means for medicinal purposes, and there's research is ongoing. But if your goal is to burn body fat, lose body fat, reduce inflammation, not if you have severe arthritis, severe autoimmune issues, that's therapeutic. But if you just, you have sore joints, inflamed, you can't remember, you can't remember your cousin's name because you're foggy, that's different. Here is how you do the ketogenic diet. You keep your grams of carbohydrate 20 or fewer a day, total, not net. You eat fatty sources of protein. You eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're satisfied. That's it. You don't have to buy a thing for that. You don't have to buy anything for that. You don't even have to buy tools. You don't have to buy keto strips or sticks. They're helpful tools, but they're not required. But if you listen to, and listen, please be careful about the sources to whom you listen. Okay? If someone has anything they're selling you that's supposed to help you get into ketosis or lose weight, please look at that with a skeptical eye. Okay? Please. If you're looking at a YouTube person, hey, Kelly Lassen, thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And even if when they're talking to you on YouTube, they're not directly trying to sell you something, if they're trying to drive you to a website that tries to sell you something, please be careful. Now, I want to tell you right now, you can purchase coaching from me, but you don't need coaching. I mean, some people want accountability. So I'm going to tell you right, and you can buy mugs. I don't have any of my mugs right now, but those are promotional items, You don't need anything to be successful with this. You don't need to purchase anything to be successful with this. But getting back to whether it's for you or not, if you really don't think that you can hold to those 3 tenets, keep your carbs below 20, eat fatty sources of protein, eat only when you're hungry, don't worry about it. There are really great ways to lose weight with which people have found success. Weight Watchers, the traditional move more, eat less. What are the other ways you can lose weight? We've tried them all. And if you have found success, great. But, and if you are someone who is a proponent of the ketogenic diet, and people are asking you how you're doing it, and you explain to them how you're doing it, and they say, oh gosh, I couldn't do that. No chocolate, no M&Ms, forget about it. Say, absolutely. Don't try to sell anybody on this. That doesn't work. People arrive at all sorts of decisions in their life based on cumulative experience. I had done low carb before and had a level of success. I knew that reducing carbs worked for me. I had a couple of run-ups to it, but I wasn't ready to say, yes, I can give up tortilla chips. I can do it. I just posted a photo on Instagram. Our older son and his wife came over the weekend, took us out to lunch. It's nice when your kids get old enough to pick up the tab. Isn't that great? And they wanted to go Mexican. Well, we go to Mexican about every 2, 3, 4 weeks. When we just say, no chips, please, no rice, no beans, we do our keto thing. Well, our son is not keto. He's not even particularly low carb. He doesn't eat junk food. He eats very good whole food. And he's very healthy and very fit and tremendously good looking. But so chips came to the table and we were fine. And I took a little picture of it and I snapped it and I put it on Instagram. And my point of doing that was saying, look, these chips are what I used to think I couldn't possibly give up until I could. So if you think you can't give up, whatever, fill in the blanks, pasta, rice, beans, candy, fruit. A lot of people have trouble with fruit. Sweet potatoes, chips, soda, full carb beer. If you think you can't give it up and you're not interested right now in trying, that's fine. That's cool. It's not a personality defect because you're not wanting or interested in doing keto or not successful at it. It's just the way it is sometimes. If you feel like you really do, you are at the point where I got to make a change. I got to make a change and I need to do it now. If you can get through a week, a couple of weeks of really doing this correctly, not playing around with the net carbs, not playing around with the almond flour, the coconut flour, the MCT oil, the bulletproof coffee, give it a go. You very well may be amazed how that which you thought you could not live without, that which without you thought you could not live, that's a tortured phrase, you might find that you're not only not craving them, but you're not even interested in that food anymore. I just spoke today with someone, really interesting person, and she's 2 months into it, and she has lost all interest in food that we all ate. She was the same way. She thought, I can't give this stuff up. She's given it up. She said it was really not even that hard if you can get through that first period. If you can't, you can't. And I won't say that you can't. And I'm not going to say that you won't, because that's harsh. If you're just not at that place yet. You sincerely want to do this, but you're not at that place. This woman and I were commiserating. For both of us, we've been heavy for years. Really, really heavy. And for both of us, and it was interesting, we both had the same thought. Pending diagnoses of type 2 diabetes, and we both thought, well, I don't want to lose my feet. I've gotten used to being really fat. I've owned up to being a fat person. I've got a closet full of size 24W blue jeans and size 2X blouses and size W width or E width or whatever they're called, clogs. That's who I am. I'm that fat lady. I'm the one that makes everyone else look better in the room. I'm the one who other people love to have around, not only because of my sparkling personality, but because I'm the jolly fat chick, making the self-deprecating jokes about myself so no one else has to feel bad about thinking it. That I'd come to peace with. I didn't want to lose my feet. or my kidneys, or my eyesight. I didn't want to take insulin for diabetes. She had been at the same place. So the fact that I dove into this and never looked back, and someone else maybe is not quite doing that, all that possibly means is that you weren't as miserable as I was then. Not miserable in my life. My life is awesome. I was miserable in my head. I was miserable literally in my skin. I was miserable with myself. And I was looking at this yawning 30 years of life that I probably, God willing, tomorrow's promised to no one, but all other things being equal, I could anticipate being around for a long time. I just didn't want to be miserable. Susan Cosmos, you need to quit, girl. You did a super chat. You need to quit that. You're being too kind. And you don't ask a question. You really should. Thank you for the super chat, Susan. So, keto's not for you? That's coolio, man. That's fine. Don't, and FYI, Facebook is a great platform for many things. We have a wonderful, vibrant, large Facebook group. I'm trying to get back to my comments here. Excuse me. I have my own Facebook page that is Go Keto with Casey. There's a Facebook group that I started called Keto After 40 and Beyond. It's very large. We've actually gotten, I'll tell you, I'm going to be really honest, we've gotten rather restrictive. The moderators, thank you if any of you are here. We've gotten pretty restrictive about allowing people in because it's a very large community. A couple of points about that. If you're going to a community where the point is in the title, and then you go and you say, but I don't want to give up bananas, so how can I do this and not give up bananas? And bananas have more carbs. One banana has more carbs than I might eat in 5 days. Or if you say, well, I want to do it, but I can't give up bread. Maybe that's not the right group for you right now. If you are someone who goes and you're a member of the group and someone is truly struggling, don't tell them, well, you're just not doing it right. You just don't want it bad enough. Come on, guys. Most of us have been overweight. Some of us for a long time. Some of us a lot overweight. Someone telling you you just don't want it bad enough, that's old school thinking. That's back to move more, eat less. That's more like hearing some trainer say, well, you just don't want it bad enough. You don't want to do it, don't do it. No, not the right approach. Of course we want it, and we want it fast. The reality of the situation is it's not necessarily going to be fast. It will be effective if you do it in this very simple way. Again, simple does not equal easy. Excuse me. Does not equal easy. It is simple. If you're struggling with it, it doesn't mean you don't want it bad enough. It may mean that you're just not ready. You're not there yet. You don't have the motivator that is spurring you on. You haven't had that talk with yourself about losing your feet. So don't beat yourself up. And for goodness sake, don't beat anyone else up. Let's not do to other people who are really trying to make themselves healthy and happier by mimicking behavior that was said to us by doctors, by our coworkers, by our family, maybe by our spouses, by sometimes strangers who feel entitled to make comments on your appearance or what's in your shopping cart. Let's not do that to other people. We have to have some, we have to have some responsibility for ourselves. We also we need to have compassion for others. Okay? Not for rude people. Mean people suck. So if people are rude or ugly, they get the boot. But let's have some compassion. Okay, let's look at some comments. Thank you, you guys. You guys are having a great conversation. Someone asked a French toast. Come on. I will tell you that it's very clear from some of the posts that posts are made to instigate. They don't last long. I've adopted a slash and burn policy on the group. You get like one at bat for certain things. I will say now, please do some research before you ask that question. But other people, come in and their whole point is to rabble rouse, instigate. Okay, these go by very quickly, and I apologize for not being able to answer. Thank you for answering each other's questions. Sarah Hardy, Casey, did your friend ever do keto along with you? You have to be more specific. I have many friends. Well, I have a few friends. You know what they say. If you've got that many friends, if you can count up to the fingers on one hand of really good friends, you're a blessed person. I'm a blessed person. I've got many friends that I'm meeting this way, and I get a lot out of that, and I have to tell you that most sincerely. But I'm not sure about which friend you are speaking. I try not to end my sentences with a preposition, which I know is really old and probably silly. Susan Cosmos, oops, guilty. My friend gained 39 pounds on keto, so she said. I'm going to say it. She wasn't doing it. You're just not going to lose weight. You're not going to gain 39 pounds on almost any diet. Good Lord. So, Susan, please say that again. She gained 39 pounds? Okay, Denise loves it. I was talking to my son. I asked him to take a walk with me so I can get the rest of my Fitbit steps in. And a guy behind us said, you don't need a Fitbit to take a walk. We ignored that guy. Yeah, why does that guy feel like he can? No shit, Sherlock. You don't need a Fitbit. Sorry, I should bleep myself. Sorry for the potty mouth. Of course, I know that. Dude, not dumb. My goal is not the people. They're the worst, except for the ones that are the best. Sorry, I should go back and bleep. I do apologize for the potty mouth. The friend you were talking about said you both were on the verge of being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The friend talking with today, if that's the one you mean, Susan, this was actually someone I was talking to for the first time. So I will say that I hope we're friendly, but we met for the first time on a video chat today. And she has lost, yeah, she took it seriously. And she's lost 19 pounds in 2 months. So yeah, she's doing great. She feels better. She feels way better. And that's really the key, is the feeling better. Because all of that leads to downstream things. The weight loss is fantastic. But this feeling better, getting off meds, joints not hurting, brain coming back, mood being stabilized. As my husband said, I said this the other day. He and I were talking. Topic, it was not about food or the ketogenic diet. It was something else I was struggling with personally, where I felt like I was falling short of the mark of what I needed to be doing. And he was trying to say, no, you've done, you've accomplished this, this, this. And I'm saying, yeah, but I didn't do this. He said, it's like the diet. If you've managed to get yourself into a state of ketosis, you've already won. Now, I know that there's writers out there, there are people out there saying, being in a state of ketosis is almost irrelevant. No, it's really not. It really is kind of the point. Distinctions can be made about different levels, but being in ketosis only means you're burning fat for fuel. And that's what we want. We want to be burning fat for fuel, not dietary fat. We want to be burning body fat. And if you're doing that, you're going to literally start firing on all cylinders. Truly. So anyway, he said, if you've gotten into ketosis, you've won. I said, God, that's a really good point. if you've got into ketosis, and all these things are going to happen, your triglycerides are going to go down, your HDL is going to go up. Almost certainly your inflammation is going to diminish, if not go away altogether. Then you've won. The rest is gravy. You should pardon the expression. The rest is blue cheese dressing. It's great to lose weight, fit in jeans, wear cute shoes, and you can do it. But keep in mind what this truly is all about. Keep in mind this. If we've been preached at just lose the weight to get healthy, we want you to be healthy. People who say, I'm so worried about your health because you're fat. What if the ketogenic diet makes you healthy and you don't lose a lot of weight? Are those same friends going to say, I'm just worried about your health? Please, I'm worried about your health. And I'm concerned because you're overweight, you're going to ruin your health. Well, here is my triglycerides, my HDL, my small particle LDL is fantastic. My blood pressure is perfect. My glucose is perfect. My A1C is dropped. Don't worry about me. I got this. I also want to bring up another thing before I start looking to, I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again because it comes up every single day, multiple times a day. People reach out to me. They're posting publicly about it. Do not compare yourself to other people's weight loss. Okay? Don't compare yourself to other people's weight loss. Don't compare yourself to what you might have done if you'd been doing this when you were 25. Don't compare anything to what it was like when you were 25. As I said the other night, I wouldn't take money to be the person I was at 25. I would really like to have her thighs back. But no, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't compare yourself to rapid weight loss, to slow. I'm a slow loser. And I have made the point that some people say, I've lost pounds in those tiny little amounts. Sometimes that's just a lie. And sometimes people come and they complain and they're humble bragging, guys. You know what that is, right? Oh my, I only lost 15 pounds in 4 weeks. What's wrong with me? That statement is designed to get people piling on saying, oh my God, you're doing great. Oh, I wish I was doing like that. You must be so proud. You're doing something right. So let's identify humble bragging. Let's see if we can suss out. People are telling fish stories. They are kind of exaggerating the amount of weight lost and they're diminishing the amount of time it took. And let's ignore it altogether anyway. Who gives a flip about what somebody else has got going on? Really? This is about you. This is not about me. It's not about how fast or slowly I lost. I didn't care how fast somebody else lost. I never even looked at it. Kelly O, thank you for the $2 super chat. Thanks for your passion. See question below. Ooh, Kelly. I will try to see the question, but they go by so quickly. Sometimes if you can make the question in the super chat, that's kind of the point. It'll get pinned. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can find the question. Or ask it again, and I will try to look. Kelly O, I had this pain, actually more of an ache in my upper right arm. I've looked up, and it has been mentioned that it could be gallbladder issues because of the added fat. Have you had this? In your upper right arm? A gallbladder pain in your upper right arm? No, but I will tell you that Dr. Westman is asked a lot about gallbladder and thyroid, either gallbladder issues or lack of a gallbladder. No, there is no issue. There is no issue with either of those things. So I don't know, and I don't know why you'd have a pain in your upper right arm. Does anyone else have anything to share about that with Kelly? Because I don't. Sally Campbell asks, what about cellulite? It sucks. That's what I think about cellulite. Although I think I have less cellulite. You know what? I'll be honest with you, I've not looked. I'm not going to look now. Well, I think I have less cellulite on my thighs. Now, skin comes up a lot. The issue of skin comes up a lot. I've lost 97.4 pounds. I'm actually 115 off of my heaviest. I'm a short person, so that's a lot of weight on a short person. I do have crepey skin. I don't have hanging skin. You can see my arms. I have this, okay? So I've got crepe. That's about what my tummy's like. It's probably more than that on my tummy. But I have some loose skin. I'm not going to do anything about my arms for sure. I may not do anything about my tummy. So I don't have an answer about why, if I don't have hanging skin, that might be. It might just be good luck. It might be genetics. On the downside of the genetics, I do still have cankles. Thanks, Mom. You know what? The cellulite thing, I'll be honest with you. I haven't looked. I don't know. I can tell you that when I have my knees together like this, like I'm sitting and I'm pushing my knees together, pushing them as hard as I can. I'm going to do it right now. Pushing as hard as I can. There's still daylight between my thighs. That's crazy. Never had that before. Okay, Kim. I'm back on keto train today. The last 4 weeks, I didn't pay much attention to food due to pain. I had surgery, and I'm so glad I'm back home and can go on without doing what makes me feel good. Kim, I hope you're okay. I'm sorry you were in pain. Kim is a patron, and I had wondered about you, Kim, actually. So I do hope everything's okay. Sheila Lassard writes, the diet is not about vanity, but about living happy, healthy, and happy. Yes. It is not about vanity, although I don't know many of us who are immune from vanity. But you're right, it's not about that. It is about being happy. I'm sorry. Holland Shed Ian writes, Keto Cuckoo. Yes, thank you, Cuckoo Clock. One of these days I'll write the story about how this one-handed cuckoo clock came to be in our lives. It had two hands when we got it, but that's another story altogether. Interesting story. It is from Germany. Kim, from Black Forest. Authentic. Oh my God, cankles here too. Yeah, my husband has beautiful ankles. But all three of my children tend towards the cankle. Oh, Nancy Hansen, you ordered the Mag 64. Very good. And I tell you what really does do me well. And this is for those of you who don't know, Mag 64 is a slow-release magnesium. The ketogenic diet, we can tend to lose water because our kidneys dump water constantly, not just at the beginning. With the water goes the sodium. With the sodium being an electrolyte goes other ums. Sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium. And with magnesium and potassium, particularly magnesium, leg cramps can start. At night, usually. They're like very, very common. So slow release magnesium, and the reason slow release is because that can be more gentle on your digestive system, if you hear what I'm saying. Keep in mind that milk of magnesia, which is an excellent source of magnesium, but it was developed to take care of digestive issues. So you will, if you have too much magnesium in the wrong form, you might not want to leave the proximity of the loo. Slow release magnesium can be gentler on your digestive system. But also another great way to get magnesium is a warm Epsom salt bath. Epsom salts are minerals, and that our skin being an organ that it can be absorbed through the skin. It's a great way, very gentle way to do it. Sally Campbell writes, I have bingo wings. Yeah, I do too. Oh, well, so be it. So be it. Sarah Hardy, I think when we feel like we look better and feel better, we have more confidence too, and it's a full circle of being better mentally and physically. 100% agree. Cannot deny that I feel better about myself. I feel better physically. I feel better about myself. I'm the superficial. I'll say it. I feel less unattractive, and I can fit into cuter clothes. and cuter shoes. And I do. I don't always dress like this, guys. I dress with the, you know, this is my summertime exercise outfit, even though I don't really exercise. I just dress like I do. And, you know, in the winter, I have the hoodies on and everything. But when I go out, I wear my Stitch Fix outfits, and I'm styling. And I feel better about myself. And it's nice. Hey, is Brindy's here? Didn't see her. Hello, Brindis. Oh, Jean O'Connor writes, Casey, add sea salt to that bath. Now I'll get my sodium too. Excellent tip. Hadn't thought about adding the sodium for that. Tina G says, funny you write about the Epsom salt bath. Just craved one yesterday. Man, I tell you that. A nice warm bath, a lit candle, a glass of wine, a good TED Talk or This American Life podcast. It's a nice way to end the day. How many times a week is safe for an Epsom salt bath? You can do it every day. There's no downside. It's not going to hurt you in any way. It's a very gentle. It actually soothes the muscles. It's very nice, and I sleep pretty well most nights that I do that. I can fit in my bed and turn my body over at night. Isn't that wonderful? The things that we can do that we couldn't do before. Sleeping on our backs. Hey, Brindis. Oh, thank you. She says, I'm looking good. Well, thank you. I'm looking kind of rough today. I'll tell you that. I will own up to that I'm looking a little rough today. But thank you. Being able to sleep on my back. It's fantastic. I couldn't before. I would wake myself up gagging. I guess that's, maybe I had sleep apnea and didn't know it. I never went to the CPAP. That was another thing. I didn't want one of those things. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just didn't want one. Excuse me. Vicky G from Southeast Washington. It's supposed to be 97 here today. Casey, artificial sweeteners stop weight loss. Can you address? I can only address it for me. Crystal Light. I'll probably drink a bunch of that today. My husband is hot here. He's working outside. He'll drink probably half a gallon of it. We use Splenda in our coffee still. So I can't tell you that it will stall weight loss. I know people have said that anecdotally. I'm not sure why physiologically that would happen. Just saying. Yes, Casey, talk about sugar sweeteners. I use Splenda. The only thing that got me to the point where my ketones, my blood ketones were lowering, I'm going to tell you right now, lean in and I'll tell you, xylitol. We all react differently to things. I was actually part of a research trial on the impact of xylitol on ketosis. And there is one for me. So we don't like, we've tried Swerve, we've tried Stevia, we've tried other things. We just don't care for it. We find that it has a bitter aftertaste. Some people say that about Splenda. We find that for us, it does not have a bitter aftertaste. Just shows to go, yeah, everybody is different. Everybody is different. 100 today here in Southern California. Oh, yikes. Keeper Mama, some sweeteners make you crave food, so you may eat more and not realize it. That has not been my case, but other people may experience that. Good deal body count. I'm looking. I use the lemon. Boom, Nancy. I used to snort. Me too. Not anymore. God, I was so mortified. So mortified to find out. My husband would never tell me I was snoring. Unless I asked. Like, I'd wake myself up, you know. That's embarrassing. Oh, what happened? And then he'd be over there, and I'd ask him the next morning, did you hear me snoring last night? Oh, yeah. Oh, mortifying. Jean O'Connor, I'm dreaming again since my sleep apnea went away. What a lovely poetic thing. You're sleeping again. That's fantastic. Oh my Lord, Denise Martinez, 106 here in Livermore, East San Francisco Bay Area. Yoicks, I thought you guys were supposed to be temperate. Holy guacamole. Dear Lynn, mid to high 90s near Houston today, but humidity is horrendous, like being slapped in the face with the sauna towel. You know that. Lisa Conway, if you use the ones that have maltodextrin as a bulking agent, we use the powdered Splenda. I'm not sure that there's a major issue about the maltodextrin. I know that makes the rounds on the interwebs. So does the stupid story about the coconut oil that just came out. By the way, please do not post any more links to that stupid story from USA Today about the coconut oil. I'm deleting them all from the Keto After 40 and Beyond group. It's just, so, you know, again, where's the science? Actual science from peer-reviewed sources. It's so cold here in South Africa. Wow, Jilly, South Africa. Hey, thanks for joining. Going by quickly. Whoa-zy, whoa-zy, whoa-zy. You guys are fast. You guys are fast. Yeah, Kim from Germany writes, now I only snore when I've had too much wine. Been there. Okay, guys, I am going to try to keep this shorter than usual. Linda Flanagan, the powder has carbs. We don't eat it by the spoonful. We use it to sweeten our coffee, and we measure it. I'm in ketosis. My husband's in ketosis. He probably drinks 5 cups of coffee a day using Splenda, heaping teaspoons in each one. Everybody's different. If it bothers you, don't use it. Yeah, yes, thank you. No more coconut stories. Enough already. I'm waiting for Gary. I think Gary Tops has already addressed it. I'm waiting for actual people who know about abs. See, I've got fat. See this? I've got loose skin. Look at that. Oh boy. I'm waiting. There's enough good science out there, because their story about coconut oil was that it was saturated fat. Yay! I love saturated fat. Hey, Pamela, you're always so kind and you're always so upbeat. Pamela's a patron, and we had a patron-only video chat, and she's always so upbeat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Brittany Romano writes, any tips for traveling on keto? Yeah, stay keto. You may or may not know, my husband and I just got back from, for us, an extended vacation. We were away about 11 days. We traveled by air. We were on a cruise where there was nonstop food, not keto regimented. I mean, it was just the food on the cruise. And we stayed in ketosis. We had no issues. The nice thing about being in ketosis is that you're not as hungry. You don't have to eat just because you have a 2-hour layover in the airport. You don't have to eat just because you're on a ship full of food, and you don't have to eat carbs anyway. What did we eat when we were air traveling? We went to a Starbucks in the New Jersey airport, and we got tall lattes, and we used Splenda to sweeten. And that's all we needed. We weren't hungry. We didn't eat on the plane. You know, we're traveling coast to coast. So it was, you know, several hours of traveling. On the ship, we simply avoided the things we avoid every day. When we're going out to a restaurant, when we're in the grocery store, in our house, we avoided the carbs. And that was that. So tips for traveling, do the same thing you do every day. Make wise food choices. And understand that just because you're traveling doesn't mean you have to eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Even if you're empty, you don't have to eat right away. Kim Norrigan, my goodness. Another $2 super chat, thank you. She asks, anyone notice more visible bruises while on keto? Yeah, I have. And that someone said that might be, actually a woman I met on the cruise, could be calcium. So I think I need, as I'm getting older now, I need to pay closer attention to my minerals in general. So I've kind of gotten the magnesium under control. I'm probably going to pay more attention to the calcium, getting Are you guys still there? The whole connection just lost. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. If anyone can see me, say hello. Say hello. You still there? Where'd she go? Uh-oh. I'm back, you guys. Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry about that. Gremlins. Wow. Thank you. Okay. What were we talking about? We were talking about traveling. Make the same wise food choices that you do. Remember that hunger, you're not going to fall over from hunger. This is a different, when you're in ketosis and you're burning fat for fuel, particularly when you've been that way for a while, hunger and emptiness is a different sensation than it is when you're a sugar burner. When you're a sugar burner, your brain will tell you every couple of hours to eat more. That's the way we are wired evolutionarily. Okay, that's how we're programmed, because you can't store, you can't store glucose in your blood. So if you're not storing it and your brain is zapped through the hour or so worth of sugar that's in it needs more, needs an infusion. So that's one type of hunger, when you really, oh, I've got to eat now or I'm gonna pass out. But when you're in ketosis, when you're burning fat for fuel, it's very different. You can go honestly for hours. You'll be okay. Deborah Narasaj. Hi, I'm lurking for a while. Decided to say hi. Hi, and I'm sorry for mangling your name. I do try to pronounce people's names correctly. So Jane Vera writes, yes, what do we take to help with bruises? I was told calcium. And I can see that I probably need more calcium. I'm just eating less food in general. So I'm eating less food that's high in calcium. So I might start supplementing with calcium. We'll see about that. Denise loves it. Do you eat kale? Is it still approved? Yeah, kale. If it's a leaf, it's pretty much on the okay list. And I know kale is very high in great things. We just don't eat that much around here. Just because we're out of the habit of it. And again, I don't eat much, but I have not eaten today. It's 1:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I've had coffee and I've had my Crystal Light. I'm just not hungry. So if I'm eating less food, I am getting fewer minerals. So I'll start to tweak that. And I'm getting older. And no one can say my name. Laurie Narasaj? I hope that's correct. Deborah, sorry. Bonnie Beach, would you recommend salt pills to get enough? No, not salt pills. I think those might be a little overdose. I would get actual sodium from your source of sodium. Kosher salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt. That's a nice gentle way of getting without, plus when you're getting things like sea salt and Himalayan salt, you're getting other minerals as well. So I would recommend doing that. Just look at your sodium. Saf Soso says, please talk about minerals. So when you are, particularly when you're first starting the ketogenic diet, your body chemistry changes. I won't go into the reason that it happens, but your kidneys will release a lot of water. With the water goes the sodium. With the sodium, because they are electrolytes, you've heard that word, they have ionic charges, and they have positive and negative charges. So when these things like little magnets, when they wash out, the sodium takes other things along with it. So there are some ways to combat that, and it can impact more than just muscle cramps. It can make you have a real sinking spell, because with the lower sodium, your blood volume is literally less. There's less blood because the sodium has gone out, and so you'll have a sinking spell. You feel like, oh, I'm dizzy, or I'm lightheaded, or I need to sit down, or I'm getting paresthesia in my fingers and toes, which can be scary. So that can often mean you need to increase your sodium. 5 grams of sodium a day, guys. The American Heart Association, I think it was, just came out again. Ugh. I just heard on People's Pharmacy. They're saying 1.5 grams a day. 1.5 grams a day. That's so little. Dr. Stephen Finney, 5 grams a day you need. 5 grams. So do some math. Look up your salt or sodium, or your food, the content that you're doing, whatever you're eating, figure out the sodium content, not the salt content, but the sodium, and try to get up to 5 grams. That's 5,000 milligrams. Once you do that, you should start to feel better. If you are hypertensive and you're on blood pressure medication, please do not do that without consulting a doctor, okay? If you're hypertensive, you're on blood pressure medications, please do not do that without consulting a doctor. If you're not on medications, you're not hypertensive, you should not have any issues. Okay, again, I said I was going to keep this short, and it's 50 minutes. I really do need to start uh-oh, looks like the chat got disconnected. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, guys, I am going to wind down. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry for the time change. I pushed this back to 1 p.m. Eastern. I'd been doing it at 9 a.m. Eastern because so many people had reached out that they couldn't, a lighter time worked. Plus, we get to see people like Kimmy from Germany, and I'm sorry, I'm not calling the name, from South Africa, and Brindis from Iceland. So it's nice when other people can join in as well. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys, for the super chats. That's very touching, and it really helps. I will try to do the Friday 11 a.m. weekend pep talk. To be really honest, my calendar is getting quite full, which I'm thrilled about, and I may need to cut back on some of the live events. I will continue to do free content and provide for as many people as I can. I get as much out of it as you guys. I get more out of it than you guys do. I learn a great deal. And thank you to my patrons who do help make this possible. I very much appreciate it. Keep your carbs below 20. Eat fatty sources of protein. Eat only when hungry. Stop when you're satiated. Have a great week. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other. Y'all roll. Thanks.